I'm old enough to have lived at a time when childhood death was really quite common throughout history. When I was growing up, I had 2 cousins die in childhood. I had a neighbor fainting by polio. The girl next door, the girl was hit by a car in front of my house and killed. And the parents in all these cases were Catholics. And you would think that they would have found some comfort, and of course their priests did the best they could to assure them that it wasn't their fault, that it was God's will, but they didn't believe them. They did not believe that God was not doing this to punish them for some sin they committed. And some of these people were my aunts and uncles. And I can testify that they carried that burden the rest of their lives, this burden of guilt for the loss of their children. So I don't see that there was any help. Certainly there's no help at all. At least if you're a non-believer, you can have your period of grief, but it doesn't come with any guilt. Finally, let me say something about the future of atheism. It's a common belief that religion is growing in the world, secularism is dying. It just doesn't agree with facts. Quite contrary. Here is the result of some of these exit polls that they take at elections, where they ask about religious affiliation, and you see that from 1988 to 2008, over a 20-year period, non-belief is gone up to 5%, 12%. Continuing to rise. Different figures about younger people. I've seen the figures as high as 30 or 40% of age, 18 to 25, are non-believers. And again, there's a book that came out recently called Society Without God by Phil Zuckerman. Zuckerman is a social scientist who spent a year or 2 in Scandinavia, and mostly in Denmark and Sweden. And he found that studied how these people went on with their lives in the absence of belief. Interestingly enough, they still paid money to the church. These countries have national churches, and they pay a small amount of money to support the churches. And most of the people in these countries don't really pay that because they still use the church for certain rites of passage, such as baptisms and marriages, funerals, of course. Everybody who gets married wants to get married in a white dress in a old church, and yet they don't believe. 5%. I was there myself this spring and asked around myself and came to the conclusion that the answer is, how many people would go to church? It's 5%, 10% go. Now, what's interesting is that sociological studies indicate that these nations are the happiest, most well-adjusted nations in the world. By almost every measure of social health, healthcare, crime. The authors spent much of the time in a town called Aarhus in Denmark. And he waited to see any police on the streets. It took him about 2 months before he even saw policemen on the streets. This is a town of 250,000 people, and it had 1 murder in a year. So these are the cities. These are the way people live without God. And so the non-belief right now is probably the third most popular belief system, if I use that term, in the world. There are a billion or 2 billion, depending on how you count Chinese, non-believers in the world, and it's growing, especially when you see the young people asserting their non-belief. And Christianity is not growing at all. Islam is growing, but not by conversion, it's just mainly by birth rate. So basically, if I could conclude, if you're an atheist who thinks that we should work with moderate believers, I suggest that you look at the consequences of irrational thought for society, for individuals, and join atheism. If you're agnostic, I suggest you look more closely at the data and you can convince yourself that God, at least the Judeo-Christian Islamic God, does not exist beyond ages now. And so join the atheism. If you're a theist or a believer, this is probably not going to happen, but just throw off your yoke, because that's what it is, and join the new atheism, and you'll be a happier person for it. Thank you very much.
For a while, if anybody has any questions, feel free to answer any kind of questions you have.
Dr. Stenger, how do you explain the pervasiveness of religion throughout the world in all cultures, all societies? Is it a part of human nature?
Well, I don't think it's that pervasive. If there's that much non-belief, I think you have to. If there really was some natural reason why there was so much, why people believed, if it was somehow built into our systems by evolution or whatever, I think there wouldn't be so many non-believers. But no doubt, throughout history, religion has been very much used by people in power to keep people in line. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Just the very fact that it's been useful to kings and other leaders of society to use religion. It's useful to them to insist that they are there by the will of God, divine right of kings. Christendom killed everybody but another king. Never killed other kings. The king was there by divine right. And everybody else. Yes.
So you don't believe then that religion and religiosities could possibly be adapted in an evolutionary viewpoint? Would people of faith are more likely to pass their genes on to the next generation?
No, I find that very unconvincing. For the simple reason, well, you're just talking about biological evolution now. We are the same body that humans had 10,000 years ago. There hasn't been any change to speak of. You're an evolutionary expert, correct me if I'm wrong, but it means it's small changes and so on. But for the most part, evolution operates on a much longer time scale. However, there could have been some kind of social evolution, where religion perhaps had some value. But also remember another thing about evolution, about the way evolution works. The misconception about evolution is that everything that we have has some evolutionary explanation. Every part of our body has some reason for existing that had some survival value at one time. And that's just not true. Everything we have are those things that survive. If they had no negative effect on survival, then they survive. So you have